Client Properties Address tab is where you store a client's addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses. And if they have multiple addresses, phone numbers, or email addresses, it's where you decide which is their default for each. The Address tab allows you to add multiple emails to a client record. Let me explain so you understand fully how this works and ensure you're making the most of storing emails in TPS. So right now we're looking at my client CyberCore Security. As you can see, I've already entered an address, a phone number, and an email address. They're all automatically listed with the number 1 next to them, making them the defaults. To edit any of the information I have already, I would just click on the 3 dots, choose Edit, and edit the information in here, and make sure I click Save Changes. You'll see I also have the option to add new next to these. I can add a new address, phone number, or email address. That's how I would add a second or third or fourth phone number, email, what have you. So right now we have the admin at CyberCore Security as the only email for CyberCore Security. But let's say that there's a second email address they want to add in here. We can click on the Add New. Let's say they also use the email management@cybercoresecurity.com. You can see I have a list of labels to label the type it is. Like the email we have in there now is an admin email. I don't see one for management. If it's their main email, I can use that one here. Or I can click the plus sign to add a new one. I'll call it management and save. I had the option to put it in a description, but I didn't really need one. So I just put management in. So now the label will be management. For the email, let's say that it's management@cybercoresecurity.com. Save changes. Now you can see that that's listed here, but it's listed as the second email. With these arrows, I can change the order. If I wanted management to be their main default email, I would just drag it up here and switch the order. Now, these tie in with the information that's over on the Contacts tab. The Contacts tab has its own video, but if I click on it, you'll notice that the email that I have set as number 1, that management@CyberCore Security email I just entered, is marked now as default. And that second email is listed here under second email. The default email has full permissions to receive all types of emails. So a simple client email sent from anywhere in the program and all emails that can be sent via the print send batch tool. So we're talking invoices, AR statements, mass mailing letters, collection letters, batch email. It can receive all of them. It automatically has the check marks across all of these. The second, and if there was a third or fourth and so on, are listed for lookup purposes only and have no contact record and therefore no permissions to receive any emails via the print send batch tool. If a second or third email address needs to have some type of print or send email sent to them, they must be set up as a contact in here. As you can see, there's Janice Cooper, Gordon Shine. These are actually contacts with CyberCore Security. And again, there's a video in here that explains all of that. So if over here you're putting in their email addresses, but you know that there are 2 specific people there, like Josh at CyberCore Security and Melanie at CyberCore Security, who also need to receive emails and anything like the invoices and statements and stuff that are sent from the print send tool, you would need to go over to the contacts and set them up as contacts in there. So watch that video over there to get all that information. But let me just show you what I mean with all of this. So all throughout TPS Cloud Access, if you click on any of these 3 dots here, you'll see the email client option. And you'll see an email option on many of the screens in TPS. But for example, if I clicked for Bosco Lumber on the 3 dots next to them and chose email client, it would automatically go into email Bosco Lumber, and you can see that their default email is the one pulled up here, admin@boscolumber.com. Now, if they'd had contacts set up to receive emails, you would see those in here as well. But right now, I only have my default one in here, and if I wanted to add any others, I would have to click on this Choose Contact button, and from a list of possible emails in here, I would have to choose them. You don't see any in there. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. But let's go ahead and now look at CyberCore Security, since that's who we've been working with. If I do the same thing for them, you can see that it pulls up their default email, but also pulls up the contacts who have the right email settings on the Contacts tab. If I choose that button over here now, you can see I have all those options in here. So if I'd actually removed one of these, let's say I didn't want Janet Cooper to receive the email, I could always add her back here with this list. But the email process has its own video as well. You can see that right here, right next to email client. There's a video that explains how to email clients in there, so I won't spend any more time on that. Let's go back to CyberCore Securities, Address tab where we started. And again, addresses and phone numbers are pretty self-explanatory. If you need to add new ones, you can click the button and fill out that information there. Just always make sure that you're saving anything that you put in here when you're done. And that's really all there is to the Address tab in Client Properties. Now meet me over on the Admin tab and we'll go over that information in the video you find there.